Hello everyone and welcome to the video series of operating system. Here we are starting with the next chapter, that is virtual memory. As we have already seen the introduction part of introduction video, in which we have stated what are the different topics we are going to cover in this series. Okay, so starting with the first video, that is the concept of virtual memory. The concept of virtual memory. Okay, so here we will see the concept of virtual memory, how it works, and then the advantages and disadvantages of the virtual memory. Okay, so as we know that process in a system share the CPU and main memory with other processes also. Okay, when any process come for execution, if there is any process who is coming for the execution, then as you know that if this is your main memory, this main memory is divided into two part. One is given for the OS and second is given for the user space. Okay, we call it the user space, as we have already seen in the previous video lectures. The second part is for the user space. In this user space, all the processes are managed. Okay, so the process 1 will come first, so will be placed at first location, then process 2 and so on. Okay, so this arrangement requires some algorithm, some technique that already we have seen. Okay, so whenever any process will come for execution, so here you can see the degree of multi-programming. The degree of multi-programming is 2 only. Multi-programming is equal to 2. Why? Because we can execute only 2 processes. Okay, we can execute only 2 processes over here, so that's why the degree of multi-programming is only 2. Okay, if we want to increase the degree of multi-programming, then we don't have any option, because we have that much of space only. Okay, so we are having, for example, we were having 8 KB of space, total 8 KB of space, then we have given 4 and 4. Okay, so this was the distribution we had done. Okay, so the degree of multi-programming was equals to 2. Okay, now the question comes, when if we are having any process, which is having a higher memory requirement than which is available in the memory space. Okay, so what we can do in that situation, what we can do, so we will run out of the memory spaces. Okay, so we will not be having enough amount of memory so that we can execute our process in the given space. Okay, so virtual memory is the feature of an operating system. Basically, it's a feature of an operating system that allows, it allows a computer to compensate for shortages of physical memory. Okay, it allows a computer to compensate for shortages of physical memory by temporarily transferring pages of data from random access memory, that is from RAM to the disk. So it allows the computer to compensate for shortages of the physical memory. So basically your physical memory is what? Your physical memory is nothing but your RAM. Okay, and your physical memory RAM is nothing but your main memory. Okay, this is your main memory. Okay, so if so what we can do with the help of this virtual memory concept, we can compensate for the shortages of physical memory or RAM or main memory. Okay, so if you are running out of this main memory, so we have already shown you, this is our main memory. Okay, this is our main memory. Okay, so if we are having shortages of the main memory, then what we can do, we can make use of the virtual memory. Now what is virtual memory? Okay, what is virtual memory? This is the question against us. Okay, so virtual memory is a technique that allows the execution of processes that are not completely in the memory. So basically your virtual memory is technique. Okay, basically it is the technique. Okay, technique that allows the execution of processes, that are not completely in the memory, in main memory. Okay, so it means that if the process is not completely in the memory, then it is also okay. With the help of virtual memory, we will keep some part of the processes inside the main memory and partial part in the hard disk. Okay, so the part we are going to select, in hard disk as a virtual memory. Okay, so with this technique we can compensate the shortages. So virtual memory is the technique that allows the execution of processes that are not completely in the memory. Okay, it is a method of using hard disk. Okay, so it is the method of using your hard disk, your HDD, okay, your hard disk, to provide extra memory. Okay, to provide extra memory. As you already know that in our computer system, normally in our computer system we are having around you will consider our hard disk will be almost 1 TB, okay, or 500 GB. So 1 TB is very, I think is equal to 1000 GB. Okay, so 1000 GB. And your RAM, that is your main memory, is around 4 GB. Okay, the latest computer are having 4 GB, 8 GB, whatever. So if it is 4 GB, then the 4 GB is very less. Okay, and 1000 GB are very well. Okay, so what we can do, if we are running out of this, if we are having the shortages of the RAM, what we can do, we can make use of the memory which is available in the hard disk. Okay, so it is the method of using hard disk, the hard disk to provide extra memory. Okay, so this 4 GB will be some amount of memory will be added to this 4 GB, so that our processes or our program will run very smoothly. Okay, so it is the method of using hard disk to provide extra memory. It is an illusion that a computer system processes more memory that is actually having. Okay, one major advantage what you can consider is that one major advantage we can say is that this scheme is that programs can be larger than the physical memory. Okay, so program or your processes, okay, or your processes may be larger than physical memory. Okay, it means that you have only 4 GB of RAM. Okay, in this case you are having only 4 GB of RAM. Okay, and the application which you are running may be of 5 GB or 6 GB. Okay, example, I'm just taking one example just for your reference purpose. So the application which we are going to execute is of 6 GB or of 5 GB. Okay, and the RAM is only 4 GB. So we can make use of the virtual memory concept. To compensate the shortages of the RAM. Okay, and the advantage will be that our program will be executed because we are getting extra space, we are getting extra memory from the hard disk. Okay, so this is the concept of virtual memory. Okay, on a virtual memory system, the logical memory space available to the program is totally independent of the physical memory space. Okay, so we can use the hard disk space as the memory of the as a virtual memory. Okay, and can be extended, your RAM can be extended. Okay, so for example, we have taken 4 GB, this RAM was 4 GB, and we have taken 4 GB or 6 GB from this hard disk. Okay, so plus 6 GB, or for example plus 8 GB, we have taken 8 GB. So usually we take double, we take virtual memory as a double as the RAM. So okay, this is your 4 GB. Okay, so we have taken 8 GB from the hard disk, so total you are having 12 GB of main memory, out of which the 4 GB is the main memory and 8 GB is the virtual memory. This is the virtual memory, this is the main memory. Okay, so if the program you required is larger than you want to execute is larger than the main memory, you can make use of the virtual memory. Okay, so this is just an introduction of the virtual memory. Okay, Coming to the okay, we'll see the advantages of using the virtual memory. Okay, advantages of using virtual memory. So we have just seen the concept of virtual memory, why the virtual memory is required. Okay, we have seen the requirement of the virtual memory. Now we'll see the advantages. Okay, so virtual memory is a technique that allows the execution of process that may not be completely in a memory. Okay, one main advantage of virtual memory scheme is that program can be larger than the physical memory, that we have already seen. Okay, and this technique frees programmers from the concern of memory shortage limitation. Okay, so programmers or the designers having concern of the main memory, that if you will execute this application, then your RAM will be full and the process will get slow. Okay, and the process will not execute and the turnaround time will get also increase. So this technique frees programmer from the concern of memory shortages limitation. Okay, and virtual memory also allows processes to share files easily and to implement shared memory. Okay, in addition, it provides an efficient mechanism for process creation also. Okay, the ability to execute a program that is only partially in memory would give many benefits. Okay, we'll see some benefit with regards with the so the ability to execute a program that is only partially in the main memory. Okay, so we'll see the benefit. Okay, so a program would no longer be constrained by the amount of physical memory that is available. User would be able to write programs for an extremely large virtual address space. Okay, so simplifying the programming task. So it will simplify the programming task. Okay, how it is simplifying the programming task? Constraint of main memory is preventing. Okay, now we are not having the constraint of the main memory. Okay, now second, because each user program could take less physical memory, more programs could be run at the same time. Okay, so what we can see, degree of multi-programming will be increased. Okay, so degree of multi-programming will be increased. Okay, plus. Okay, and why the degree of multi-programming? Because each program takes less physical memory, takes less memory space. Okay, so more programs could be run at the same time, so that more programs could be run at same time. Okay, run at the same time. Okay, so one more thing is there, the consequences of the degree of multi-programming. What will be the consequences? But the throughput, CPU utilization and throughput with no increase in response time. Okay, it will increase. Okay, it will increase the CPU utilization and throughput, and it will increase the CPU utilization and throughput, but response time and turnaround time will be decreased. Okay, but decrease in response time and turnaround time will be decreased. Okay, so these things you need to consider when we are using the virtual memory concept. Then CPU utilization will be increased absolutely, and the throughput will be increased cause number of processes will be more who are getting executed, but there will be decrease in the response time and the turnaround time. Okay, so these two things we need to consider. Okay, thus running a program that is not entirely in the memory would benefit both in the system and the user. How it will give the benefit? Because more number of programs will be executed. Virtual memory is one of the great idea in computer system. A major reason for its success is that it works silently and automatically without any intervention from the application programmer. Okay, so we have few more advantages. Let us see. Virtual memory is a central. Okay, so we'll write virtual memory is central. Second, virtual memory is powerful. Virtual memory is powerful. Number 3, virtual memory is virtual memory is dangerous also. Okay, virtual memory is dangerous also. Dangerous. Okay, why it is dangerous? Because application interact with virtual memory every time they reference a variable, dereference a pointer, or make a call to a dynamic allocation package such as malloc. If virtual memory is used improperly, we'll write over here because this is important. If virtual memory is used improperly, application can suffer from perplexing and insidious memory related bug. Okay, for example, a program with a bad pointer can crash immediately with a segmentation fault or a protection fault. Okay, so if virtual memory is used improperly, application can suffer from perplexing and insidious memory related bugs. We can write in the very simple language. Memory related bugs. Okay, like segmentation, we call it as a segmentation fault. Okay, so these are few advantages what we have learned till now. Okay, in the next part we will see the demand paging topic.